but we did get some Spider-Man Sony Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Some news here for 2 and 3. Number 1, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse will be raising the bar as Spider-Verse 2 will be set in 6 different universes and include 240 characters.
Holy hell. Excuse me, buddy.
For comparison, they compared it on stage. They said the first one only had 40. So this one has 240.
How are you going to fit 200 extra characters from the against how that can't be like you can't spend any time with anybody.
Well, they're including extras as well.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, they're not. These aren't all spider characters. They're not doing 240 spider characters.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
That'd be insane. Like this is counting everybody probably in the movie that has a line. So, but even then, though, like the first one had 40, this one has 240. That's still 200 more.
Still, right? That's still my point.
Very good too. I was very surprised by it.
The first one,
yeah, that by far saved the company because the company was going pretty bad.
Sony.
Sony Animation. They were
they were on the chopping block. Because they made the Emoji Movie, which bombed, and both critically and fan-wise, everyone hated that movie. And then they made this, and the art style that they chose for it was perfect.
It was a well-told movie. I'm actually not a fan of the art style that they. It's a little too choppy for me. It really fucks with my eyes. Yeah. But the story was told pretty well. And they also did announce that the third one. They revealed the title for the third one, which is going to be Spider-Man. It's going to be Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Okay, sure. It's going to have 500 characters in that one. But going back to the 240 characters.
250.
Now, listen, the only thing I can think of, especially with these multiverse movies, is that like with the Flash and possibly with the one that we're about to get, Multiverse of Madness, and maybe the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. I feel like a lot of these characters are going to be like drive-by characters. Just people that like you see like quick cameo, like, hey, see you later. Just like when they say Ezra Miller's The Flash is going to be hopscotching through different multiverses. Right. Okay, well, cool. He can just hopscotch through three different places, and you just saw 5 characters. Is that when they say include 240 characters? I think of a character as like somebody that you get involved with, that more than just an extra in the background. You know what I mean? And am I wrong? Am I alone with this way of thinking?
I don't think anybody. I mean, maybe there was someone out there that thought there was going to be 240 fleshed out characters, but
well, I'm not saying that they're going to be fleshed out, but my point is like they're flexing 240 characters, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Because it's a lot.
It sounds like
I don't know how else to.
It sounds like too much, though, doesn't it? Does it sound like when I hear that, I don't get excited? I'm like, oh, that sounds very busy.
When you're jumping through the multiverse, I think it's okay to have 240 characters. Especially when it's a Spider-Verse and there's so many different versions of Spider-Man. Now, obviously, like I said before, these aren't all going to be spider characters, but
right. Well, I mean, okay, true. But my point is, like, everyone bitched about Spider-Man 3 for having 3 villains in it.
That's a standalone movie. That was poorly written. That's the difference. We don't know if this is poorly written.
That's a good point.
Right.
This could be amazing for all we know.
I feel like
it probably will be. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. I feel like it'll be probably a little bit more like almost like Ready Player One, where there's just like cameos of interesting characters and stuff in the back that everyone kind of knows and loves, but it'll be with characters that we're not too sure about, or only like very deep fans will really know about.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I like my fans like that. Deep. All right. Caleb says, I think Sony should just drop their live action Spider-Man plans and focus entirely on building a shared multiverse of Spider-Man characters. When you say live action Spider-Man plans, do you mean just go straight to all animation? Is that? Is that what you guys take away from this? Is that?
I think they mean
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Where was that?
it was right below it.
I still don't see it.
Oh, weird.
That's
I
weird.
can see it. All
It
right.
says in animation.
Oh, I see why I can't see it.
Why?
I have a little note in the way. I don't know why it's there, but okay. Well, Seth, you're gonna have to take that down because I can't. For some reason, it won't let me access it. Thank you. Weird. That's so strange. It won't let me pass that little thing.
Weird.
Anyway, I don't know if I want them to do that. I want to see a live action Spider-Man still. I'm still hoping for Tobey Maguire to show up, or not Tobey Maguire. Sorry, Andrew Garfield. I'm still waiting for that Andrew Garfield Part 3 movie. What is it, Seth? What was that face about?
Did you not see the news earlier? He's taking a break. Andrew Garfield is from acting. He's taking a break. We're not getting that movie. At least not anytime soon.
He's taking a break.
Yeah.
The fuck's he been doing for the past 15 years?
Getting nominated for 2 Oscars, playing Spider-Man, and he's had a lot of movies come out.
Yeah, he's got a new show coming out too that actually
the FX show.
Good. Yeah.
Listen,
He's got a lot of stuff going on.
I don't believe him for a second. Sorry. He can tell me he's stepping away from acting. That's fine. We'll see if that actually happens.
That's what you said last time.
Right. Well, I mean, he was also very adamant that he wasn't in No Way Home. So
That's different though. That because he had to say that. He had to say he wasn't in this movie. This time he's straight up saying he's done acting. Like he's not acting in anything anymore.
Okay. All right.
I want to believe him, but I've been hurt before.
Right. Listen, I don't know. I didn't hear that, Seth. I was at work all day, so I didn't catch up on that. So, but okay, whatever. I still want a live action Spider-Man. I if not anything else, I still want to see where Tom Holland's Spider-Man's going to go. You know, they gave us a nice little, clue of like, okay, now he's going to be back down to the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man status at the end of No Way Home. Spoiler alert. So, okay, if they give us those movies, then give us those movies.
I think what Caleb means is their plan for, Morbius and Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter and El Muerto. Like El Muerto. Like,
what the fuck is El Muerto? Can we talk about that for a second?
Yes, let's talk about El Muerto.
Yes,
do you want me to put it on it? Do you want me to create a banner?
Please do.
All right. I don't know how to pronounce it. El
Muerto.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, no problem.
All right. So before Seth, I want to hear Monty. Do you know about El Muerto?
I know a little bit. I know they picked an interesting choice for the actor.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh, I don't know. I believe that he just like the mask gives him superpowers or some dumb shit like that. He's not a very well-known character for a reason, and it's because he's not that cool.
Well, he's also only been in 2 issues, Seth?
2 issues of a comic book in history. Yeah. And I don't even need to specify comic book. Those are his only appearances in any media ever.
Yeah.
Are those 2 issues. And
isn't he fighting Spider-Man?
They came out in 2006. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting Spider-Man.
So who's the actor?
It's over a parking ticket.
Who's the actor playing El Muerto? Baby?
His name is Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Okay, what the fuck is that?
He is a Bad Bunny. Not an actor. He is a rapper. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's
he's super popular. I don't know who he is, but I guess Sony's confident that he's the one that's going to get people into the seats because he's been like number 1 on the charts for like the past like 5 years or something. So like
nothing says movie star like being number 1 on the charts.
Exactly. I don't know.
Okay.
It's almost like Sony is just like they're dead set. Like, we are going to alienate our entire fan base if it kills us. It's like, I'll be damned if we make a good movie.
Maybe Caleb's right. I think Sony is now. I said this before. Sony seems to be taking a book out of Warner Brothers pages in the sense of everything that they're doing has a big old what the fuck question mark over it. Like we can't quite figure out how or why they connect. Like what we're this is obviously going to be set up in Andrew Garfield's Spider in his world, in that Spider-Man's world. Well, no, Andrew Garfield stepping back from acting. Oh, okay, all right.
It's like the
are we gonna get a new Spider-Man out of this?
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who cares? Like, what?
Yeah, at this point, fuck it.
What were you gonna say, Monty? I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry.
Oh no, it's probably just gonna be this is gonna be a new franchise. We're gonna make something bigger and better than ever before, and then it's gonna be like Morbius 2. And it's gonna be something that no one asked for, that nobody really wants. Madam Web already, like they're talking about doing that. That there's Kraven the Hunter. It's like most people are gonna sit there and be like, "Who's that?" And when you have that, and then you don't have like a very well written story, you're gonna end up with other versions of Morbius movies, or you're gonna end up with like the 2004 version of Daredevil, where
I mean, if
I'd rather get Nacho Libre 2.
If Sony keeps up with their track record, then El Muerto is just doomed to fail. Yeah. Like, because they're not good at writing their movies. I don't know why. I don't know. Like, it's because they aren't like.
Oh yeah, he's in that other movie, Bullet Train.
Bullet Train, yeah, that actually has a lot of hype around it.
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't really know why.
The Brad Pitt movie.
Yeah, Brad Pitt being Brad Pitt in a movie again, and for some reason getting praised for it.
He seems like he's doing a slightly different role than normal. A little more.
Is he going to be like a wimp or something like that, instead of a charming guy who's handsome and has a beautiful life and a happy family?
He seems like his character is a little bit more introverted than what he normally plays. At least that's what I can gather from the short trailer.
Usually his acting is just summed up in, okay, I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to eat during my scene. That'll do it. And that's what he does every fucking scene that he's ever in.
So you don't think he's a good actor? Is what you're?
I think he's had a couple good roles, but no, I don't think he's a good actor.
Wow, I
just think he has such persona behind him that people believe he's a good actor.
I know. Go watch Legend of the Fall, man.
That's one of his good roles. That Fight Club. That's really all that comes to mind for me.
Well, I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole.
Sorry.
I don't have enough time. 7. I don't have enough time to go through all the Brad Pitt movies that I like. Interview with the Vampire. So
Tom Cruise.
So, Bullet Train looks good. I know that they did show something at CinemaCon with Bullet Train.
I think they showed the first 15 minutes.
And what I heard was that like there was a 17-person kill count in the first 15 minutes. So
yeah,
if that's your thing, it sounds like it's going to be balls to the wall. So Caleb was saying it's that this bunny guy is going to be in that movie too, right?
Yeah, he's also in the new Sony movie Bullet Train. So he's already worked with Sony. So they must have saw something in him, and they were like, "Hey, you know who El Muerto is? You want to play him?"
Do you know who El Muerto is? No, neither does anybody else. So you're good.
You're in.
You're in. I also think that Sony should approach Marvel Disney about doing movies of Marvel characters set up in the Spider-Verse. Imagine an X-Men movie in the Spider-Verse art style. And that's not going to happen. I think they're going to cut ties with that confusing, mixing their genres together. I mean, if anything, they'll bring over Spider-Man into the MCU, but I don't think they're going to willy-nilly give MCU characters over to the Sonyverse. What do you think about Seth?
No, they wouldn't do that. I'll say this too while we're on this subject of Spider-Verse. I see this really dumb theory going around lately that I just think is a really dumb idea. They're saying that at the end of Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is of course is the third one, the characters are going to get transferred into live action. Why? Why do you think that? You have no reason to think that.
We want to
Like-
ruin the last 3 movies we got you invested in. That's why.
Like, why do you think that? And then people are like, oh, well, you can take it from an animated movie to a real movie. Like, animated movies are real movies. Like,
I don't think they exist.
Well, people also want. I think they want to see like they're like, oh no, if you just bring those characters into live action, we'll have a great movie again. Like, no, there's a more whimsical, more fantastical element when you have animated characters. Now I know, kind of jumping over in the MCU world of things with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, like people are kind of hoping that they'll see live act. Like, there's some theories out there that X-Men, the cartoon X-Men is going to show up in Multiverse of Madness and like maybe possibly show up like they're in a cartoon realm, but then like they'll break through and kind of come into that live action sort of thing. So now moving forward with the MCU bringing X-Men into it, it will be the X-Men from the animated series, but not animated. Like, it's really complicated, and it seems like such fan service that it's not practical for that to happen. So
yeah.
I just go ahead, Seth. Sorry.
Yeah, but there's even some people saying that they think this whole movie is going to take place in a live action universe instead of animation. Like, no, that's not going to happen. Like, I don't know why people think that's going to happen. There's no reason at all to support that theory.
At the end of the 3rd movie, Miles Morales is going to wake up and be like, wow, that was a really long and vivid dream.
Yeah, he's going to wake up. He's going to like say hi to his college roommate, Peter Parker.
It's going to zoom out and it's going to be like inside of a turtle's eye in the middle of a galaxy or something.
Yeah.
Can characters even percept going from... Never mind. You know what? We're going way too far into the actuality of cartoon characters coming to life. It just seems too fan servicey. Nobody wants a movie like that snuck up on them. If you want to go see Roger Rabbit because of what Roger Rabbit does, then you go see Roger Rabbit. You don't go to Spider-Man to see, hopefully they give them the Roger Rabbit treatment where it's half cartoon characters and half real people. Who knows? Who knows? They can do whatever they want to do. Multiverse of Madness, one of the worlds that they pass by, it does look like a cartoon world in the trailer. So, like, who knows? Maybe that will happen. Maybe we're the mad ones for not thinking that it will. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to that, Seth? When it comes to Spider-Man? Yeah, no. Spider-Verse 2 and 3. All right.
I got nothing.
I'm going to move this up a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, no, actually, I won't. All right, a couple other things. We can just gloss by these real quick. I think we all have a common idea of how this is going to be, but Venom 3 has been confirmed. Neat.
That would make sense. That makes more sense than El Muerto and Craven and Madam Web, because the first two they made money. I didn't really like the second one. I think the first one is at least enjoyable, but
yeah,
people like them. So, and it's got like Tom Hardy in it, so and people actually know who Venom is. So,
well, listen,
got that going for it.
Again, we can't sit here and be like, oh well, this movie is gonna suck because I don't know who El Muerto is. But like at the same time, nobody knew who the hell the Guardians of the Galaxy were, and like now we all love them. So like,
people knew who Guardians of the Galaxy were. Like,
I didn't. I never heard of them.
I thought the comics was gonna.
No.
Then that explains everything about you not knowing who the Guardians of the Galaxy are.
Right, but so does half of the world, or more so, doesn't read comic books, Seth. That whole argument of it's not like the comics, or you should read the comics. It's just it's not valid anymore, because people like me who love to go see movies, sorry, but we're not embedded in the comic book world. And fortunately, Seth is diving into the comic book world, and that's his expertise, and I can pull knowledge from him for drive-by news or whatever we do on this channel. But it's not. I shouldn't feel guilty for not knowing who a character is. Who should feel guilty is for not selling me who a character is. El Muerto might be the greatest movie of all time, but it's up to Sony to make that happen for me. We live in a world where Venom 3 is about to be made with Tom Hardy starring. We have Morbius with Jared Leto, and he had Michael Keaton in there. We have you have Andrew Garfield who could possibly be your Spider-Man, and we're not making these things work together. For some reason, everything just seems discombobulated. Yeah, Venom 3 confirmed. Neat. Where does it lie in the world of multiverse? Who knows, dude? Like, I'm so exhausted trying to figure this stuff out. That's why my exhaustion went from Warner Brothers over to Sony when it comes to not knowing what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
My opinion. Monty, Venom 3 confirmed. Are you down, or are you like, nah?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like what Seth said. They're fun movies. People seem to like them. I'll give credit where credit's due. If you can get people to come and see your movie, even when it's not that good, more power to you.
Fair, yes. And Venom seems to do that. Venom seems to be just shut your mind off enough. But we all know it could be more. We all do.
It could be.
It could be a lot more. They just need Todd McFarlane in there. They need him in there giving clear direction. That will never happen. That dude has no clue what he's doing.
I'm wondering if Andy Serkis is going to come back for this one.
Who cares? What the hell did he add? What the hell did he add to the second one?
Nothing.
The second one just seemed like the first one, except Andy Serkis happened to direct it. So, like, great, good job, Andy Serkis. Speaking of Andy Serkis, he will be coming back as Alfred because the Batman 2 has been confirmed, which we all knew. It's not.
That wasn't a surprise.
It wasn't a surprise, but I'm glad that they're okay. Yes, we got it. Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves will be coming back. No big surprise there. Expectations, though, Seth. What expectations do you have for Batman 2? Like, what do you want to see? Do you want to stay? We want them to stay steady with where they're at and just keep that tone and stick with Matt Reeves' vision, or do you want them to go exploring into more fantastical territory? Please.
I'd want them to go exploring into more fantastical territory. Like they can keep it as a grounded feel and still do fantastical things. Like the Arkham games.
Yeah.
They still have a grounded feel to them, but they aren't grounded in reality. Like that. Like I'm hoping Mr. Freeze is the villain of this one. I think there's potential there.
I'm hoping for a little bit more of an obscure villain, like the Court of Owls. I would love to see that.
Court of Owls wasn't that hinted at in the Batman?
Not that I know of.
I believe it was. Cool. I believe it was. I don't know where, but me, when I'm at work, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I remember one of the podcasts I listened to said the Court of Owls. There is an Easter egg in the Batman for the Court of Owls. I don't know where it is. I need to get my fact checker on that, and that's Seth. Seth, you're my fact checker. Monty, did you ever see the Batman yet?
I have been trying to. It's even out to stream now, and I still haven't gotten to it.
We were supposed to do a live watch party, which
I know. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
I'm gonna do it probably as we get off of here.
Now
I have time.
Likely. Let's see here. I don't know why I can't see these bottom comments. Marvel DC El Muerto is going to be a masterpiece. 10 out of 10. Right there. Marvel DC. Knows what they're talking about. If their name isn't confusing enough, they support.
Here we go. The jokes have already started. We went through the same thing when Venom came out. Venom 2, Morbius. It's gonna be Craven next. Craven is cinema, is what everybody's gonna say. Craven's cinema. Then Madam Web is cinema.
Listen, I don't care. Like
that is not a movie; it's a film.
Right. If they all come out in the same tone, the same low-hanging fruit of entertainment that Venom is, that's fine. But I'm ready for them to piece together. I don't see the big picture yet, and I'm hoping when I do see the big picture, I'm going to be like,
oh, yes, what they were good movies.
Oh my god, now I get it. That's why Morbius sucked.
It was supposed to.
It was supposed to suck. Yeah, exactly. We might dive into Sony's master plan sooner or later.
You're wishing too much from Sony. You're wanting too much from them. A plan? It's hilarious. They laugh at you when you say something like that.
See, Seth, this is what I'm talking about. We used to talk about this way about Warner Brothers. Now we're talking about by Sony. We're like, okay, Warner Brothers, Discovery got you. Well, we're gonna let you figure that out. But now Sony's like, hey, guess what? We're fucking up. Here's this great movie, makes $1 billion, first one since the pandemic. Here's our second movie since after the pandemic. it bombed.
We're gonna fuck
so
up
bad.
harder than anyone ever has. We're gonna reach levels of fucked up that you didn't even think were possible.
And they all just high five each other and they miss. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
awesome.
did it.
We're gonna ruin an entire franchise, but make a bunch of money doing it. So then we're just gonna do it over and over again.
Because
They
we think we're
called me
doing
a
it right.
madman.
Y'all called me crazy, but look who's laughing now. I don't know why I did that accent. All
That
right.
makes sense.
Well, let's see here. We got a comment here. Let's see. I gotta get rid of this thing. I cannot read those comments. Aaron White, what's up, buddy? I want the Batman 2 to be shorter. I don't mind long movies, but I felt every minute of its runtime, and it's not very rewatchable in my opinion.
I agree with that. I rewatched it yesterday. That movie drags.
So did I.
Like, did you?
Yeah, I did.
It's a good movie, but it just drags on. Like, it feels 2 hours and 55 minutes long.
Yeah.
Like, we could watch a Snyder cut and it's over. It's entertaining, start to finish, at least to me.
And it's 4 hours long.
It doesn't feel 4 hours long, but the Batman feels as long as it is. Like, ugh.
That's what she said. But like sorry. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, the Batman first one could have been shorter. I mean, they could have shaved at least 15 minutes off that pretty easy, I think. But I don't mind long movies as long as the investment is worth it. Though my only issue with the Batman right now, it's the same thing that I've always said. And I've tried watching this movie. I've watched this movie 4 times now.
That's awesome.
The first time I had a lens on saying, oh my God, this movie just reminds me of every other Batman movie I've ever seen. And I came to the conclusion that, well, because all the other Batman movies have pulled from the same source material, and now we're just regurgitating that. And the only Batman that went away from that was, Zack Snyder's, Ben Affleck Batman, which that's the Batman I want to see. I want to see the alien fighting Batman. But now we're back to this grounded, gritty Batman, and I've seen it. The movie's great. I really enjoy it. I've watched it 4 times, but every time I watch it, Seth, I can't stop. I try to take those glasses off and just watch the movie for what it is. But yeah, I'm like, dude, I've seen this. I've seen it. And I'm going to steal a quote from one Batman franchise. I'm going to appropriately apply it here. And that is the Batman is the Batman movie we deserve. It's just not the one we need right now. The one we needs to be out in space, whooping Steppenwolf's ass or Darkseid's ass and doing stuff we've never seen Batman do before. That's the Batman movie.
I don't want to see Batman in outer space. I think we have very different ideas of fantastical.
I want to watch Batman beat up Vin Diesel of the new Fast and Furious movie.
Why would we have different opinions about fantastical? I don't.
Because when I hear the word Batman and fantastical, I don't imagine Batman fighting aliens in outer space. I imagine Batman fighting like Clayface.
Okay, but in a universe where my point is that's an umbrella statement. So like when Batman is outer space, you open the door for him to be fighting a Clayface on Earth as well. Like all those fantastical doors are open, and we're still talking about the same thing. I just really wanted to go in space because they have the space station out there. That's supposed to be a thing too, right? So Anyway, going down a rabbit hole. Well, Monty, I would ask you if you are excited, but you got to see the first one to really know.
I'm happy that it's getting a sequel. If it's if
it's
got a sequel, it must have been good, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's why they're making Venom 3.
That's why they're making 27 goddamn fucking Transformer movies.
Yeah, holy shit.
What about Joker? Do you want that iteration of Joker, Seth, to come be more prominent, or do you still want him to take a back seat for Batman 2?
Take a back seat.
I agree. I still want him to be around, but I want him to be hinted at, and then maybe come into the third one as like a mastered, antagonist. But
give him a new design.
I almost feel like that movie being so grounded and everything the way that it was, and already taking a character that's usually a side character, and yes, he's the arch villain and stuff, but the way that movie was made, it's good enough to be left alone. and I almost wish that they would leave it alone. Like just let it be good by itself.
What movie?
Joker.
Oh, okay. See, he doesn't know because he hasn't seen the Batman.
Yeah. There's another. Yeah, I've seen scenes of it.
Right. Okay. I'm Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Number one, stupid if you put him into an actual Batman movie and put him in a Batman movie that he doesn't belong into. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, I want Joaquin Phoenix Joker to be a part of the Batman." It makes no sense. Makes no sense that's the Joker, that he just wouldn't fit there for a multitude of reasons. But no, I agree that Joker should stay. But like, they did present a new Joker, and I'll tell you what: the more and more I sit and absorb that Joker, the more I want to see. Paul, who played that Joker?
Barry Keoghan.
Thank you, Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
The more I watch that deleted interrogation scene, or not interrogation scene, where Batman's seeking help from the Joker, the more I watch that, the more unique and creative I find that iteration of Joker being. When I first watched it,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, dude.
When I first watched it, I really thought this is Heath Ledger ripoff. The Heath Ledger, and then to the 10th power. But now that I've watched it more and more, and I've really gotten a good feel of what they were trying to go for. And I wouldn't mind seeing that Joker, but that Joker can't be like in the next movie, like, I'm the Joker. No, he needs to be like, he needs to stay in the background until like at least halfway through the third movie, and then come with like this master plan that's been overseen since the first movie. Little things from the first movie will be like, oh my God, that was the Joker the whole time. So that's just my thoughts. What were you going to say, Monty, before?
The way that, it was presented, again, I know you don't read the comics and stuff. In the New 52, which is one of the comics for DC, they presented a different version of the Joker that is maniacal and like really, really fucking evil. There is no, gray area where you're like, oh, I kind of feel bad for him. No, there's none of that shit. It is straight up, this guy is terrifying. Like, he cuts off his own face and leaves it for Batman. And, it's so dark, but it's so good. It's not like depressing dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They gave us kind of that Batman in Gotham a little bit, at least a nod of the hat to him.
And that's kind of what this Joker feels like. He feels scary. He doesn't feel like someone people are going to want to cosplay as, because he's not relatable. He's fucking scary the way that he's supposed to be. And,
well, I'll tell you what, the one who pops up in the Batman, he looks scary in hell.
Yeah, it looks good. I did like that.
All right, so Batman 2 has been confirmed. Boom. One other thing that's been confirmed, Ghostbusters 4. And the article that I read, which I believe was Screen Rant, was calling it Ghostbusters 5 because they were including the 2016 reboot. Yeah. But that's not part of like continuity. I'm just going to take that and put it over here in the Scooby-Doo bin of movies, because that's what that movie was to me. It was a Scooby-Doo movie wrapped in Ghostbusters flesh. But so Ghostbusters 4 is confirmed. They're going to move forward. Mum's the word of if any of the actors are going to show back up. Probably Dan Aykroyd, I'm sure, will show up. I'm sure Dan Aykroyd. And what I really hope is the story that they set up with the Ghostbusters corpse. I hope that comes to fruition, where you can have multiple teams of Ghostbusters that are all out in different parts of the city. We can watch one movie of the Ghostbusters, and then next week watch Ghostbusters LA, Ghostbusters Hawaii, kind of like the CSI sort of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Right. It's the thing I really enjoy about it is because it will give us an endless amount of stories, but it'll also still directly connect back to the original franchise. But Ghostbusters Afterlife, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I haven't seen it again since my first watch, but I really did enjoy that first watch. Seth, not so much. So what do you think about Ghostbusters 4 being announced?
It makes sense to me. They directly set it up. They set up the new team and everything. I think we could all see this coming, that they were going to do another Ghostbusters movie.
Right, but where's your thoughts on it? Like, do you care? Do you think
I personally don't really know. I mean, hopefully it's good, but
Yeah,
yeah, I don't really personally care about it too much.
man, it's crazy hearing somebody say that because like for me, Ghostbusters was where it was at like the whole time. You know, like that's when I was a kid. That's the Ghostbusters was it. So hearing my kid, hearing my flesh and blood over here say meh about Ghostbusters, I'm like, God. Monty, I don't know if you saw Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I started watching it, and then my internet crapped out, so then we just had to wait a day to watch it again, and we just never could. But I did like what I saw so far, and
How far did you make it into it?
like 40 minutes, not
Okay.
even that much. But you know, it's one of those things like Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2. They're timeless. They're really that good that they stay good.
Yeah.
Some movies are like that. Some movies can just have that staying power. And you know,
yeah, they do. One thing I hope they bring back in Ghostbusters 4, because even though I did like Afterlife, there's an element, a core element that's missing from the movie, and that is the essence of the original Ghostbusters. These four dudes, they're like just guys, you know, like, listen, we're just chasing the paranormal and having a beer, you know, like they had this camaraderie that I really enjoyed. It was raw, and I really enjoyed it. It was raw because it was simplistic, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I hope they bring that essence back into it some way, somehow, and I hope Rick Moranis will show up in it as well. So
yeah,
because he was the one missing. He was the one missing out of out of Afterlife, and that sucks. All right, well, Ghostbusters 4. Let us know in the comments. Are you guys excited for Ghostbusters 4, Batman 2, Venom 3, all these things that have been confirmed? Let us know in the comments if you are interested in those, or if you're driving and listening to us in podcast style. Number one, thank you. Number two, you can actually give us a call. We have a phone line open, 740-527-3447. Feel free to give us a call, and don't be a douche. All right. I'll leave that number up for a little bit.